Hey everyone, I need to ask you something real quick. Take a look at your hands right now. Those lines, that texture, the way your skin looks. That's your biological age showing. And here's the thing that might shock you. Your biological age and your actual age, they're not always the same. Some people who are 40 look 50, others who are 60 look 45. The difference? A lot of it comes down to what they're eating. In November 2024, scientists published groundbreaking research showing that certain foods literally age you at the cellular level. Today, I'm breaking down the 4 worst offenders that are speeding up your aging process right now. And trust me, at least 2 of these are probably sitting in your kitchen. Let's get into it. First food, ultra-processed foods. All right, so number 1 is ultra-processed foods, and this is huge. We're talking about chips, sodas, instant noodles, packaged cookies, chicken nuggets, energy bars, basically anything that comes in colorful packaging and has ingredients you can't pronounce. In November 2024, Italian researchers analyzed over 22,000 people, and what they found is absolutely wild. People eating the most ultra-processed foods were biologically older than their actual age. And get this, the poor nutritional content only weakly explained this effect. That means it's not just about missing vitamins or fiber. Something about the industrial processing itself is damaging your body at a cellular level. Then, in December 2024, researchers from Monash University published another bombshell study. They found that for every 10% increase in ultra-processed food consumption, your biological age increases by 2.4 months. Think about that. Let's say you're eating a standard 2,000-calorie diet, and you add just 200 extra calories from ultra-processed foods. That's like having a small chocolate bar or a serving of chicken nuggets. That alone makes you age 2 months faster. Do that every day for a year, for 5 years, for a decade. You're talking about years of accelerated aging. What's actually happening? When food goes through industrial processing, the entire food matrix gets destroyed. Natural nutrients get stripped away, fiber disappears, and what you're left with is oils, starches, sugars, and chemical additives. Your body doesn't recognize this stuff. It disrupts your glucose metabolism, wrecks your gut bacteria, and triggers inflammatory pathways throughout your entire system. Second food, sugar. Now let's talk about sugar. And I'm not just talking about cavities or weight gain. I'm talking about a chemical process called glycation that's literally destroying your skin from the inside out. When you eat sugar, those sugar molecules float around in your bloodstream, looking for something to attach to. And what do they find? Your collagen and elastin fibers, the proteins that keep your skin firm and youthful. Once sugar molecules bind to these proteins, they form something called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. And yes, the acronym is intentional because that's exactly what they do to you. Here's what's so insidious about this. Once an age forms, it's permanent. Your body cannot repair that damage. These cross-linked collagen fibers lose their flexibility. They become stiff and brittle. And worst of all, they're yellow-brown in color. That's right, sugar literally makes your skin yellower and more wrinkled. And it's not just happening on your face. This same glycation process is occurring in your blood vessels, your kidneys, your eyes, your heart. Research shows AGEs are directly linked to cardiovascular disease, diabetes complications, Alzheimer's disease, and cancer. The crazy part? Fructose is even worse than glucose at causing glycation. It reacts 10 times faster with proteins. And where do we find fructose? In every soft drink, fruit juice, candy, pastry, and processed food on the market. A 2024 study showed that consuming high-sugar diets leads to the accumulation of AGEs in your skin and disrupts how your cells function. Your skin cells literally can't do their job anymore. But here's the solution: just stop eating so much sugar. Third food, alcohol. Let me tell you about a study from Oxford University that should make every regular drinker stop and think. In 2022, researchers analyzed over 245,000 people and looked at the relationship between alcohol and telomeres. Telomeres are like the protective caps on the ends of your chromosomes. Every time your cells divide, these telomeres get a little bit shorter. And when they get too short, your cells stop dividing and can even die. Short telomeres are linked to Alzheimer's disease, cancer, and heart disease. Basically, telomere length is one of the best markers we have for biological aging. So what did the researchers find? People drinking more than 29 units of alcohol per week. That's about 10 large glasses of wine, showed telomere shortening equivalent to 1 to 2 years of aging. But here's where it gets really interesting. They use genetics to prove causation. They screen DNA samples for genetic variants associated with alcohol consumption. And because these variants are fixed at birth, this method proves alcohol directly causes the damage. The results were clear, an increase from 10 units per week to 32 units, roughly going from 3 glasses of wine to 11 glasses per week, was associated with 3 years of biological aging, 3 years just from drinking. The effect only kicked in above 17 units per week, about 6 glasses of wine. That means there's a threshold where alcohol starts seriously damaging your DNA. How does this happen? When your body breaks down ethanol, the process creates reactive oxygen species that directly damage DNA. At the same time, alcohol reduces your body's antioxidant defenses. It's a double hit, and your telomeres pay the price. Recent studies in 2024 have confirmed that alcohol use disorder accelerates biological aging, not just in your blood, but in your brain tissue too. Fourth food, trans fats. Last but definitely not least, we need to talk about trans fats. And these might be the most dangerous food on this entire list. Trans fats are created when liquid vegetable oils are partially hydrogenated. You find them in margarine, shortening, fried foods, baked goods, and packaged snacks. According to Harvard researchers, trans fats are calorie for calorie, the most harmful nutrient in our diet. For each 2% of calories from trans fat instead of carbohydrates, your risk of coronary heart disease roughly doubles. 2% of calories is only 40 calories in a 2,000-calorie diet. That's basically nothing, and it nearly cancels out the benefits of powerful statin medications. What makes trans fats so uniquely destructive? First, they wreck your cholesterol profile in the worst possible way. They increase bad LDL cholesterol while simultaneously decreasing good HDL cholesterol. Even saturated fat doesn't do this. Second, trans fats trigger massive inflammation. A study from 2005 found that people eating the most trans fats had inflammatory markers that were 73% higher for C-reactive protein, 17% higher for interleukin-6, and 20% higher for E-selectin. These are all signs your arteries are getting damaged. Third, and this is brand new research from November 2024, scientists discovered that trans fats don't just mess with cholesterol, they get directly absorbed as sphingolipids, particularly ceramides, and these actively promote atherosclerotic plaque formation. This is a completely separate pathway that leads to clogged arteries. Studies on primates show trans fats specifically increase belly fat and worsen insulin resistance. Everything about trans fats accelerates aging, disease, and death. So let's bring this all together. Ultra-processed foods age you at the cellular level, adding months to your biological age with every serving. Sugar creates permanent damage through glycation, wrecking your skin and organs. Alcohol directly destroys your DNA by shortening telomeres, especially above 17 units per week. And trans fats attack your cardiovascular system from multiple angles simultaneously. These 4 foods are literally stealing years from your life. Now here's the good news. This is all reversible if you make changes now. Cut out the ultra-processed junk and eat real food, whole fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, nuts. Replace sugar with naturally sweet foods that come with fiber. If you drink alcohol, keep it minimal or cut it out entirely. And eliminate trans fats completely by avoiding anything with partially hydrogenated oils. Your body has incredible regenerative capacity when you give it the right fuel. I'm not saying you need to be perfect. I'm saying be aware. Every time you reach for that bag of chips or that can of soda, you're making a choice about how fast you want to age. The science is crystal clear. These foods accelerate aging. They promote disease, and they shorten your lifespan. But you have the power to choose differently. Start today. Your future self will thank you. If this video opened your eyes, smash that subscribe button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. I'll see you in the next one.